Hello everyone, Twan Michelle here, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Coach and Mental Health Therapist. And today I am coming to you with a quick video, sitting in my car. And it's just a topic that has been on my mind, something that I've seen on social media probably a couple times in the past few days. And so I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. The question is the narcissist going to change when we get married? First of all, that's a very common question. In general, is the narcissist going to change? We hear about the narcissist engaging in this abusive cycle of behavior that is just constant. They're always manipulating. They're always attempting to harm you in some way so that they can feel better about themselves, so that they can gain some sense of power and control. And eventually it gets to where they decide you either catch on to what they're doing and you start to confront them about it. They don't like that. Or they decide they're not getting enough of what they need from you, because a narcissist can never have enough narcissistic supply. So that means the more time, the more attention, the more affection, the more you feed their ego, the more you try and make them feel good about themselves and about the relationship and their role in the relationship, it's never going to be enough, because there is such an emptiness within the narcissist that cannot be filled at all. Of course, any type of emptiness that one has within themselves has to be filled by themselves, but the narcissist cannot even access that part of them. They don't know, or they are in denial about their lack, their feelings of insecurity, their feelings of not being good enough. And so what they do is they create this false self, this persona self, where they feel grand, they feel superior, and then they need people in their lives to mirror that back to them. And it's never going to be enough, because the void, the hole, is unfillable, especially if you can't address the real problem. But I digress. The issue is that we believe if we can love these people enough, maybe they'll change. I was talking about the narcissistic abuse cycle. Eventually, the narcissistic abuse cycle consists of the idealization, where they are love bombing you, the devaluation, when they start to degrade you, put you down. They might start to become abusive towards you. And then the discard phase is when they just abandon you, they discard you, they throw you away like you're trash. And then the next part of that is the hoovering stage, where they make desperate attempts to get you back, only to start the cycle all over again. But the thing is, the narcissist is going to discard you, or they're going to set up some type of scenario where you discard them. Or I'm not going to say discard, because that's not what we do when we see these people for who they are. We choose to end that relationship and choose ourselves and choose our sanity, and we leave that situation. And so sometimes, we are good about doing that. We don't fall for the hoovering. We don't go back to the narcissist. And then we see the narcissist with someone else. The narcissist may end up marrying that someone else. And then we start to question, are things different now with the narcissist and that person? Have they changed? We see the social media posts and things look great and she looks happy or he looks happy and they're going on vacations, and of course we see the highlight of people's lives on social media. But we start to question, has the narcissist really changed? Why couldn't they give that to me? Why couldn't they change for me? Now, the reality is, if we are dealing with someone who is absolutely a narcissist, a pathological narcissist, narcissism exists on a continuum. Someone may have narcissistic traits, may not have a full-blown narcissistic personality disorder. They may not have narcissism to the degree that it is such ingrained in their personality and who they are at a pathological level that to even begin to see that and accept that and work on that, that would be a complete contradiction to who they believe that they are and the reason they created the narcissistic persona anyway. So when we're talking about someone who maybe they're a little narcissistic, right? They're a little full of themselves, but not to the point where they're extremely abusive to others, and not to the point where they are pathological and they have sociopathic, antisocial personality traits, because narcissists have those when we're dealing with pathological narcissism, malignant narcissism. Anyway, those people are not going to change, because for one, in order to change, they have to be able to see and acknowledge that they are narcissists, that they have a problem, that the narcissism is causing problems in their lives, and that they're willing to do something about it, which means they have to admit that they're not perfect. They have to accept blame and responsibility and accountability, and they're just not going to do that. So if we're talking about, someone with narcissistic personality disorder, they're not going to change, okay? So what we're seeing in these relationships where they marry these people is that, for one, they may still be in those early love bombing, idolization stages that can really last a long time with a narcissist, especially if the person they're with is really good supply, just giving them everything they need, not really confronting them on their behaviors. They can live like that, and be happy. But over time, they are going to go through the next stage of that cycle, which is going to be the devaluation, because eventually, people, even if the narcissist marries someone who is, totally codependent, totally makes him or her their whole life, eventually most people are going to get tired of that. Or if you don't necessarily get tired of that, you're going to want something for yourself. So the narcissist does not like someone to have their own life. It has to 100% be about them. So eventually they're going to get to the point where they start devaluing them, and they're going to go through the cycle as well. So we don't always see that. And also, sometimes, people are tired of starting over. They're tired of getting involved in new relationships, and they know they're with a toxic person, and they try and make it work. And sometimes they do that by just accepting that there's going to be emotional distance, there's going to be chaos in a relationship. I don't know. They find a way to deal with it the best that they can. So sometimes what appears to be a happy marriage is not a happy marriage, okay? Sometimes what appears to be, a happy woman, a happy man within a relationship is not necessarily the case. We mask what we feel. We show the best parts of ourselves in our lives on social media. People don't always know the truth. But if you're wondering, is that narcissist going to change if they get married? Or you may even be thinking, well, what if I marry him or her? Are they going to change then? Because wouldn't they feel like I've made the ultimate commitment to them by being willing to share my whole life with them? Like, they're going to get supply from me for the rest of their lives? Like, aren't they going to feel good about that? And isn't that going to help them change? It's not. Remember what I said about the narcissist. No matter what you give, no matter how much you give, it's never going to be enough. They're always going to need more. And they can't get it within themselves, so they have to get it from someone else. They use people. They are addicts, who use people to fill a need, to fill a void. And one person is not enough. Think about someone who is an alcoholic or who gets addicted to a drug. Well, after a while, they're going to develop a tolerance to that alcohol and that drug, and they're going to need more, and they're going to need more, and they're going to need more, and it's never going to be enough. So that's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with the narcissist, folks. And so they're not going to change if you marry them. They're not going to change if they've discarded you and they've gone on to some new person and they're about to marry them, or they have married them. They're going to be the same old person. Listen, be thankful that you got yourself out of that situation. If you have not gotten yourself out of that situation, figure out what's best for you. And if you choose to do that, find a safe way to do it. That's really important. So let me know what you guys think. Have you experienced a situation where a narcissist got married and they changed? Let me know what you think. leave a comment in the comment section. Like this video, give it a thumbs up. That really does help with my channel. And also, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting on? I'd love to have you be a part of this community. And I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.